just open the floor for questions.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good to be back in camp again. Obviously, we had to wait 3 months to get back together, and it was a painful 3 months because of our experiences at the AFCON and the disappointment. So I think there was a lot of reflection that was done. A lot of guys had to go and check where we got it wrong, our identity as a team. And yeah, it was a very painful moment, but I think we've had a good chat with the coach and the technical team over the last few days. And you can see the team is slowly coming back. The identity, the energy, and training has been amazing. So hopefully, we can keep that and learn from AFCON and just grow and try and be better. It's a good pressure to have. It shows that you are doing well and you're still part of all these major tournaments and you've got something to play for. It keeps you focused, it keeps you ready, and obviously knowing in the back of your mind that in a few months is the big one, which is the World Cup. So everyone has something to play for. There's a lot of motivation. So it's a good headache to have, but hopefully, there aren't any major problems from now until then, so that we can go with our full squad. Everyone is ready, so that we go out there, with all our soldiers and just be war ready. We've had is to bring the team back and go back to the values that made us so successful over the last few years. And yes, we did let that go. And us as players, we addressed it, the coach has addressed it. And now is the time to show that we've learned our lessons, because it was a very painful lesson to learn when the expectations were so high. And the disappointment that we had in Morocco, like I said, you could see it in the players. It took a very long time for players to feel normal again, because we had high expectations, not only ourselves but the country as well. So now is the time to show and go back and just get the trust back from the coach, because obviously we've let him down, because we built a very good thing over the last few years, and for us to let it go at such a crucial moment just shows, that this game can humble you. And I think that is the major thing that we took out of this, is just stick to the values that's carried us throughout this last few years and put us up there amongst the best, and that this game will humble you, and it's painful. Obviously, the team with a lot of quality, sitting 33rd in the world. We've obviously haven't been, above that 50 mark, in a very long time. So we know how difficult it is, and it shows that they've got quality, to be in the top 33. So we've analyzed them, we've watched some clips, we've familiarized ourselves with them, and the team that you need to take serious, because they don't need a lot of chances to punish you, and that's what we saw, especially with the last qualifier that they had, where they won 3-2 qualify. I think they only had 3 chances and they took it. So that is, shows how deadly they can be and the efficiency that they have in front of goal. They're a team that's obviously compact. They don't give too much away, but it's going to be a good test for us. And I think this will give ourselves and the coach and even the public, the idea as to where we are, what we need to do to be ready for that game on the first game against Mexico.
Okay. According to your shoulders a bit in
Yeah, first and foremost is the quality that he brings into the department. He's been one of the more consistent goalkeepers for the past few years. He's done extremely well. You know, he's earned his call up, you know, with his performances. Now he's played for his team. You know, there's a lot of moments that he's carried his team on his back. And you know, you can see him during training, he doesn't feel you know, that he's new to the team, because he has been part of the team before. And you know, he comes with the right energy, the right spirit, and he's willing to learn as well. You know, that is it's good for him. It can only help him. It can only benefit him to have someone like myself and Ricardo, who's been there at the highest level for such a long time, and for him to rub shoulders with us and learn will only, you know, benefit him. And yeah, it's a good addition. There's so many goalkeepers that are doing extremely well in the league, and a lot of people has been complaining about the shortage of goalkeepers in South Africa, but I don't think it's the case. You know, and now there's so many for the coast to choose from that people, you know, there's always question marks. Whereas a few months ago, people were saying there's a shortage. So it's a good headache to have, and it keeps us all on our toes. You know, 3 months' time, there's a big World Cup, and there's probably 5 or 6 goalkeepers that are doing extremely well. You know, so we need to keep going, keep pushing. You know, the goalkeepers. We are, you know, a family on our own. We help each other, strive to be the best. And we know how difficult the position is, because only one can play, and we support one another in good and bad moments.
Thank you, Ronza. Thank you, Coach. And that brings the press conference to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for